Assalamualaikum and good day. We are from Group 10 and today we will be presenting on our group assignment.
I will be going to explain briefly about the introduction. So we will first start with the concept of consumer demand. The definition of consumer demand can be defined as a goods or service demanded by consumers to meet their wants such as foods, shelter, entertainment, and so on. So the definition of consumer demand can also be the estimation of the consumer desire for a good and service according to its capability or availability. So we will be moving to the next part, which is the consumer behavior. So consumer behavior is the research of consumer process such as selecting, consuming and disposing a good or service. Consumer holds the rights or the power to decide whether to spend their money to buy a good or service. This concept also includes the emotional and mental aspect of a consumer such as psychology, biology, chemistry and economics. Alright, so for the reflection on the theory of consumer demand based on my own perspective is that every individual has their own preferences and tastes. The choice on certain goods might be changed or stay constant, which can be influenced by some factors such as advertising, quality, social media, and also the promotions. People are forced to give out a good when the price of that good is increasing. This can be influenced by some factors such as age, budget planning, and also savings. While the theory of consumer behavior, so for my reflection is most of the people will change buying decision when the price of a good is rising and they will change to substitutes. But there are some people still can afford with the price and decide not to change it as they might have the liquid assets which allows them to keep spending on that goods.
Respondent background is being divided into three sections, which is gender, ethnicity, and age. For gender, from 12 respondents, 7 of it is male. That covers 58% of our research, and the remaining of it, which is 5, 42% is a female. We thought that by knowing their gender, it will affect their answer because male and female has different consumer behavior. For ethnicity, we managed to collect from two different types of ethnic, which is Malay and Chinese. This is because the COVID situation has limited our research area. From 12 respondents, 7 from it is Malay, and the remaining 5 is Chinese. We also asked for our respondent age background. From 12 respondents, 7 was under 30, followed by 4, 41 to 50, and 1 is above 50. In understanding consumer behavior, gender, age, and ethnicity plays a role. By knowing their background, we will manage to understand factors that affect the consumer behavior. Thank you.
Salam Sejahtera Total, my name is Lo Xingyang, matrix number 286111. Now I would like to present my part, Consumer Behavior 1. The graph A has shown that there are 42% of respondents who agree to prefer to purchase goods depending on their brands. This is because of the necessity goods like vegetables, food grains, medicines, and drugs, because they have an inelastic demand. Such goods are required for the human survival, so their demand does not fluctuate much against a change in the price. Graph B has shown that most of the respondents feel neutral that even if the price is high, they will feel so glad they can buy the branded goods. This is because The branded goods are inelasticity. For example, the gasoline is something that the driver needs a certain of amount of week. Drivers still can buy the gasoline whether the price of the gasoline is rise, because they cannot immediately change their driving habit. The graph C has shown that 50% of respondents feel naturally that if their income rise, they will increase their purchase of goods. This is because of the consumer taste are largely by their income. For example, the inferior goods like the public transportations. Consumers spend minimum wage to take the bus to work. In the end, once they earn enough to buy their own car, the demand for the public transportation will drop to zero. The graph D has shown that 42% of respondents agree with the statement that if the price good is low, they will increase their purchase. This is because of the elasticity goods. Well, many people like buy car because of the different makes and models. For example, if the price of car decrease, well, people will interest in buying that car. Graph E has shown that there are 25% of respondents who are strongly disagree and being neutral to prefer to buy goods online rather in the person. This is because consumer will in fact just shop drunk. Consumer cannot see the goods in front of their eyes, so they have to go and search something in the physical world. Last, the graph F shows that 33% of respondents disagree that purchasing goods online is more convenient and cost-effective. This is because of the payment security. Consumers worry about their credit numbers with being stolen on the internet because they need to enter their own credit card number and password on the website before they purchasing the goods. That's all for me. Thank you.
Hi everyone, I am Shamin and I will continue this presentation with the analysis of the survey for part C. The questions in this part are related to consumers' preferences between Good A and Good B. Good A is McDonald's fried chicken while Good B is Kentucky fried chicken. I will start with the analysis for question 1. Based on the pie chart, 83.3% respondents decided to purchase Good A if the price of Good A falls. When the price of Good A decreases, consumer will increase the quantity demanded for Good A. Based on the law of demand, a decrease in the price of a good when all other things held constant will cause an increase in the quantity demanded of the good. For question 2, 25% of the respondents strongly disagree and 9% of the respondents disagree to purchase Good A if the price of Good A is high. When the price of Good A increases, it will result a decrease in the quantity demanded of the Good A. The law of demand states that if all other factors remain constant, if a good's price is higher, fewer people will demand it. For question 3, 75% of the respondents decided to purchase Good A with lower price since Good A is substitute to Good B. When the price of Good B increases, the demand for Good A will increase because the goods are substitute and they compete in the market. When the price of a substitute rises, demand for the good whose price remains the same will rise. Further question 4, 75% of the respondents agree to purchase Good A if their income rises by 50%. When the consumer's income increases, consumer will increase their demand for Good A. The increase in consumer's income will result in increase of the purchasing power of the consumers and the consumers will increase the demand of Good A. For the last question, half of the respondents agree to purchase both Good A and Good B if their income rises. Income is an important variable affecting the demand for a good. Good A and Good B are normal goods because it shows that the demand for Good A and Good B will increase as a result of increase in the consumer's income. Individuals always try their best to maximize their utility, especially when they can afford more money to purchase more goods. From this assignment, I learned that price of the good itself will affect the quantity demanded of a good. When the price of a good increases, it will decrease the quantity demanded for the good. Secondly, price of other goods will affect the demand of the good. If the relationship between two goods are substitute, the increase of the price of a good will decrease the quantity demanded of another good. Income will also affect the demand. When the consumer's income increases, the consumers will increase the demand for the goods.
As for conclusion, Part B analysis indicates that the little change in the price of branded goods will lead to a big change quantity demanded by the consumer, while the change in the structure income of consumer will lead to a change in demand on certain goods by the consumer. The conclusion for part C is that we can say that the finding is consistent with the concepts such as price elasticity of demand, cross elasticity of demand, and income elasticity of demand, as most of the respondents agree with the statement that stated in the questionnaire.